This is Master Chief, Spartan 117. You're listening to the Blindcast.
And we are live. What's up, everyone? Blind Creative here. Welcome to the first ever, to the first ever episode of the second season for the Blindcast. So today I just kind of want to do a little bit of a intro podcast. So today might be a little short. I just wanted to talk a bit about myself. So if you don't know me, I am a legally blind gamer slash artist slash toy photographer. I make everything ranging from toy photography stuff, acrylic paintings, drawings, YouTube videos for those types of things. And as for the gamer part, well, I like to play Xbox games mainly. So yeah, all that good stuff. So I've been blind for about pretty much my whole life. I was pretty much thinking of a number here, but I was like, my whole life practically. But yeah, so for those of you who are curious, this podcast is going to be about pretty much the stuff that I'm into. Gaming, let's see, the supernatural / paranormal stuff. I'll be talking about, pretty much reading aloud some of the true stories that, are from people online on the internet. And as well as I'll be doing, what else? So, interviews with other creators that I know, artists, gamers / live streamers, and a few other people that might have other interesting things to talk about. But yeah, I know it's been quite a while since I've done this show, this podcast. Time flies, I know. You stay busy for most of the part. But yeah, in case you're wondering what's been going on since the last time, well, I've moved away from San Diego. I lived up there for about, let's see, I want to say 3 years, maybe 4, or maybe 2, somewhere around there. Yeah, the point is, for me, time flies. I do miss it out there, I'll admit. I've moved back to the Inland Empire, let's just say. I don't want to really specify city and all that crazy stuff, but anyway, yeah, moved back out here. And, I still enjoy it. I'm a lot closer to family. Not that I wasn't close to family already in San Diego, but, for me, it's just a little too expensive. Let's be honest. Yeah, up there, I would not make it. Oh, anywhere, to be honest. So, yeah. Moved out from there. Yeah, so sorry if I'm blanking out here. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anything, and I'm trying to make sure that I make sense, because I just don't want to, keep on talking and lose all of you. I don't want all of you to be literally blind, in the case of knowing what I'm talking about or where I'm going with all of this. So anyway, yeah, now that I'm back out here, I've just been busy with working, with school, and pretty much creating content online, on Instagram and YouTube. I'll post my work maybe once a week, and when it comes to Instagram, or twice a week. Sometimes we'll do collaborations with other friends of mine / content creators, and there'll be times where I'll also post a new video on my YouTube channel, which is called The Blind Creative, of course, the same name. And yeah, in case you were wondering, yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. I post a lot of my stuff there. Occasionally I'll try to live stream to my Twitch and my YouTube channel, but it gets a little tricky. Life happens. Or better yet, shit happens. I know you're all gasping. He cursed. Yeah, I know. Too bad. Not trying to be too censored here or too family friendly. Not that I'm not gonna try to be, but I'm not gonna, I'm also not gonna try to be, flooding out different type of curse words. But if a word comes out, it comes out. Anyway, yeah, that's the kind of person I am, though. I do filter myself, but every now and then it happens. It happens. Pretty sure it happens to most of us. But yeah. Anyway, I know. Also, I keep on saying anyway. So make sure to make a drinking game out of it. Oh God. You know what? No, on second thought, don't do that. You might get drunk. Or worst case scenario, you might pass out. But yeah, best of luck to you, man. So yeah, I'm trying to not say the word, because again, I'm not trying to cause any chaos or problems for you. Unless you want to have a fun night. But hey, that's a different story for another time. Oh man. Okay, so what I'm trying to say now is that I've just been busy with life in general, and I recently looked back at old posts, and I realized that I had a post from a podcast, and it's crazy to think about, but I almost forgot about the podcast. And I've had, let's see, maybe like 3 or 4 episodes. I believe 1 or 2 of them I did on my own, and 2 of them I did with another friend of mine. Haven't heard from him in a while, but hopefully he's doing good. And hey man, if you're listening, like I just said, hopefully everything is going well for you. So now that I remembered that I had this podcast, I just kind of decided, what, it might not be a bad idea to bring it back. Try to do a little more professional now. Try to not have it be all over the place. This might or might not be the only episode where it's just me talking. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna have another friend of mine who goes by the name of Lovable Halo Addiction. I'll introduce all of you to him tomorrow. Well, at least hopefully we can try to do the podcast tomorrow. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I'm gonna bring him on board. He's gonna talk about his stuff, his live stream and his content that he posts. I've known him for, I want to say 10 years just about, which is crazy. Or maybe a little less than 10 years, but still, just the fact that I've known him for years now is, wow. Again, time flies. Can't wait to have him on. Besides him, though, I do plan on having a few others joining the podcast as well. I'm hoping, though, that Lovable Halo Addiction can be like a constant guest, like a co-guest, or I'm saying it wrong. I know I am. Just a co-host, I think, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll just go with that. So I'm hoping that he'll stick around, and so we can have at least one more person show up every now and then for just whatever they want to talk about, conversations and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to bring this whole podcast back. I just wanted to help others to put out their work out in social media. I want to help to promote their stuff. I want to give a helping hand. I'm a giver, I guess. I don't take things, I give. So yeah, besides that reason, though, I also just wanted to make this, just to kind of put my personal thoughts out there. Yeah, I feel like my mind just has a lot going on. That sometimes it takes me a while to put out. I'll blank out, but then again, I still want to put out the words, and I want to say a lot. Even though there's moments where I do pause, but hey, that's fine. We all do that when we blank out. So, yeah, that's the reason I wanted to bring the podcast back. Again, hopefully I'm making sense for all of you, but hey, if not, hopefully this first episode or first podcast At least helps as background noise as you're doing other things. Not really paying attention to me. Fine, I see how it is. No, but no, it's fine though. Honestly, I really don't mind if someone is just using this as background noise. I kind of do the same thing when it comes to listening to podcasts. There's one podcast that I listen to in particular. Well, there's two of them, but one of them off the top of my head right now is kind of like a ghost podcast. You know, it's kind of like a paranormal podcast, but mainly for ghost stuff. It's this guy who reads stories from, you know, the viewers or listeners about their paranormal experiences and whatnot, and yeah, you know, it reads them out loud, or sometimes he'll play the audio from phone calls and whatnot. So, you know, I do that too, no worries. Actually, speaking of, you know, the whole paranormal or supernatural, I did mention that as well earlier on what I was going to try to do for this podcast, but yeah, I'll for sure be doing that as well. Maybe talk about my own personal experiences and whatnot, with just experiences and encounters. One off the top of my head right now, or one that I can remember clearly, is from when I was I know, roll the scary music. So this one time when I was I was really little. I was maybe 5 years old. Maybe I was younger than 5 years old. I must have been at least 5 for me to remember this. But I was living in a different city with my parents, and then I remember getting up in the middle of the night, having to go use the restroom, and of course I was too scared to go use the restroom alone at night. I didn't really, well, as far as I remember, I didn't really remember going on my own until later in my 5-year-old age, or maybe it was sooner than that, who knows. Yeah, I know, you're all probably going, ugh. Anyway, and there goes the word again. Okay, so yeah, around that age, I remember I had to go use the restroom, and man, this is creepy, honestly. So I decided to open the door to my room. Actually, I didn't open it all the way, now that I remember. I cracked it open only because I heard someone like walking back and forth in the hallway. And it was like a long hallway. Not super long, but just long enough to where the end of the hallway would look dark, or not, I don't say pitch black, but just dark. So yeah, I opened the door a little bit, and I realized that there actually was someone walking in the hallway, you know, kind of pacing back and forth. And you know, I thought it was my dad. Honestly, I thought, oh, maybe he's going to work. And I was getting ready to step out from my room, you know, to open the door even further, and, you know, let him know that I needed to go. But before I ended up doing that, though, I realized that, you know, this person didn't have any like features. It was just like a whole full-on shadow figure. I don't know if you believe in that stuff or not. You know, if you don't believe in the paranormal or supernatural, whatever, that's fine. We all have our beliefs, but yeah. So I saw this shadow figure. Thankfully, it didn't see me because I was like walking away from where my door was at, and then I just remember deciding to make a run for it to the restroom, since it wasn't facing me or walking towards me. So yeah, I know, bad idea. This is what happens in every freaking horror story. So yeah, I decided to make a run for it to the restroom, and I made the mistake. Oh god, seriously, facepalm to this moment. Jesus, man. Yeah, smart idea, Eric. So yeah, I looked back, and of course that thing saw me, and I freaked out even more. So when I made it into the restroom, I just locked myself in there, and I stayed asleep in the restroom for the rest of the night until it was morning. I don't remember anything else much after that, but that's just what I remember mainly happening. Really creepy. Thankfully, nothing's happened since. This was again years ago. I'm 31, so yeah, this was a long time ago. Right. Well, and that's pretty much it. Don't really have anything else to talk about. I don't want to keep on talking for too long and just keep on talking nonsense, but hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to comment on this little podcast and share it with friends and family. Hey, I know this podcast is a little cringy, but I feel like that's how most of them start out. So yeah. Oh, and before you go, I'm gonna say this word one more time. Anyway. Oh man. Yeah, let me know how many shots or drinks you're at now. All right. Well, see you all tomorrow.